Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm doing something I did a few years back, and I'll put that particular video in the description box below. But I want to do it again because I have a lot more subscribers, so certain things I will redo, but I'll put the originals. And like I said, when I do something, if I've made an original years back or whatever, I'll put it in also. Anyway, I want to make the old-fashioned eggs, you know, for Easter, where they have, I don't know if it's called a diorama. I always get mixed up. But anyway, what I used was Model Magic, okay, and in the white, and I buy it in bulk because I use it for my faux foods as well. And I'll show you how you just take some of your Model Magic. Remember, with Model Magic, you have to condition it, okay? You want to condition this, okay? You don't want to just put this in like this. It'll crack. Do you see how it just, can you hear that? You don't want it like that. So what you're going to come in and do is you're going to knead it, and then you're going to start pulling it. And I'll show you the consistency that you want of this. It's starting to pull, but it's not enough yet. Because if you can still at all get where it just pulls apart like that, that's not what you want. And you'll see what I mean in a minute when I continue to. It's almost like what you would do if you made taffy. You know, how you just pull it. It's still not done, but. And I found, you guys, usually I get the bulk, and I think it's 4 or 5 packages in this white bucket. Well, just by accident, I saw it at Walmart in bulk, the one I get. I didn't look at the price because I got mine at Amazon. I think it was 20 something. So I'll have to look at the price next time. I have to get some more white after this package. Okay, do you see the difference now? Do you see the difference, the way it is now compared to when I first opened up the package? This is the consistency you always want when you're using the Model Magic. Just remember that. You have to condition it, and it doesn't take but a couple minutes. It still needs to be a little bit more done. Okay, all right. So now what you do is this I got from Dollar Tree, okay? And then I also got the big ones, and this was from the confectionery house, and that is online. They also have even bigger than this at Dollar Tree, so it's just your preference, whatever you want to do. Probably easier just to get it at Dollar Tree, to be honest with you. So I came in, and if you wanted to do both, okay, both of them, and I made that as well. So I made 2 different ones, okay, and these will go together, and then I'll put a scene in here when I'm done. And it was out of this egg. And when this starts to just sit, it's going to start to go back the way it was. So you want to, you know, when you condition it, you want to start using it, but I'm backtracking. So for this particular one, I only used this, okay? And I came in and just took some of the clay And you can use a rolling pin to flatten it out, or just with your hands like I'm doing. It doesn't matter. Okay. You don't want it real thin because obviously you don't want to, you know, make it so thin that it pokes a hole. Okay, so I'm just going to go like this and hit it once with the rolling pin, your egg. Now the reason you don't want it real thin is because you're going to want to start working up the sides of the wall, okay? Or you could come over if you wanted. Start down here. You're going to want to come in and work it, okay? And make sure that you press down in this area. You don't want this to not be laying flat. You have to have this laying flat, because if you don't, when you take it out, it's going to crack because it's not adhering to the bottom to where it's going to dry and mold to this, if that makes sense to you. Okay? So that's just about good. And we're just going to keep going. And when you put pieces together like this, okay, do you see? You're going to just keep pushing it down until it all melds together. Okay, so let's just say, all right, so when it's dry, this is what it's going to look like, okay? Turn this light on, see if it helps. And it'll just pop right out, just like that. You can see the residue of it in here. Comes right out. You don't have to put anything in here to make it, you know, release. It'll just come out by itself. Then what I do is I come in. Well, actually, let me tell you this first. Okay, this is dry. You haven't taken it out yet. I take my, you know what? Do the Elmer's glue first, and you're just going to put some in, okay, in here, and then you're going to take your brush and you're just going to brush it all around. Then take and let it dry and do it one more time. After it's dry, take it out, and then you're going to do this side, and I would do it twice, and then just set it down and let it dry. So now you know how to use the clay for that. Now what I'm going to do, okay, so I put the top coat on it, and it dries pretty quick, so I want to get this diamond dust on it. Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty. Okay, so that part of it's done. Now we'll work on the inside. So I'll be back. I want to put some of this. It's silver metallic, a trim from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to take hot glue and I'm going to glue all the way around the edge of this egg, okay? Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to paint this white. Okay, I'll bring you along when I do that. These are very vintage, guys. So I'm going to keep going around until I get this completely glued, and then we'll paint. Okay, let me show you what I did. You guys look, I had to. When I saw this egg, I thought, this has got to be checked to go into this egg. It has to. Anyway, so I'm done with that. And I'm not going to use these because what happened is what I feared. And because it's wet and this is an inkjet, it smears. And that's what happened to this poor little thing on her cheeks. So sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use, I think, here, and just for maybe the ruffle, the yellow, the black back. See, these are really for watercolor, you know, to put water on, but I'm going to use them for this. It's very, very pastel, but it's going to work perfect. Okay, so let's get back. I went ahead and painted my Dollar Tree candlestick, okay? And then here is the egg again, and then I just put polka dots inside. But now, oh, let me show you this too. And I took the little print and I printed it on photo paper, and then I made the checked egg. The egg was not checked, I did it. And then I just took some watercolor pencils and I did her dress just a little bit. And if you can see real close, the flowers I took a little bit. And I didn't put the watercolor pencils into water. I just dipped the pencil itself into the water and then did the darker parts, and then the lighter parts I just used the regular pencil. Okay, now my quandary is I just don't like this Easter grass, guys. To me it cheapens this. So what I'm going to do, now for some of these I think it would look fine. Okay, it would look fine if you did that, but I think what I think looks better is this moss. To me, it makes it look richer, prettier, and more vintage. Okay, so when I get her glued onto this, you can't really tell now because she's not standing straight up, but I do think this looks much better, and it's the look that I'm going for more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to situate this moss and glue it in just a little bit. My glue gun is heating up, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and stand her up, and then I'll decide what I want to put in with her. Okay guys, here I am down where I can get really close to it. I found this little egg, and it's going to work perfect. Look at that face. And I just ever so slightly put a little pink on her cheeks and on her hair, a little bit of brown, and then her dress, some of that yellow, and then I went ahead and checked the egg myself. Put some yellow on the ribbon, and see the flowers where I put a little bit. That's really like a dark burgundy. But guys, what do you think? Do you like it? And then I put the little, it's like a pipe cleaner. And then here's the back. And this all came from the Dollar Tree plastic egg and some air dry clay. Guys, I hope that you'll try this. You can do this for other things other than just Easter if you wanted. Very, very retro Victorian. Guys, until we get together again, remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.